Hello, students. Hi, I am Miss Diaz. I am your school counselor here at Scholar Academy. So the reason for today's guidance lesson is it's called academic success. And so today we are going to learn about study skills and test taking tips. These are really important for students entering the seventh grade in order for you to have some success, to kind of ease off some of that stress for you upon entering intermediate school. So one of the objectives is, or some of the objectives, I'm sorry, is we're going to work on a pre-assessment. And also we're going to learn some study skills and learn some time management skills and also learn some test taking tips. Now, what is really important is that you learn to be organized. That's part of some study skills here. So getting organized is really important. You're going to prepare the night before. That's really important for a few reasons. One is just don't wait last minute to get your backpack ready with all your school supplies, your homework and all that. Please just have everything ready the night before. Also, if you have a planner, sometimes schools, I know here at the Scholar Academy, we do have a planner for all of you. And that's just to write down all your daily homework assignments, any due dates for your test, any appointments, anything that you have, even personal. Maybe your mom or dad or your guardian set up a dental appointment maybe during the school day. These are just really important, just kind of note. So in case you have an assignment or something due, you could say, oh, let's really not try to make appointments during the school day. Also, have all your school supplies handy so you don't have to look for them. You're not scrambling around, running late. It's always really a good idea just to be organized. Now, also, we're going to talk a little bit about your time management. What has been beneficial to most, if not all people, it's actually a great idea to create a schedule. You're going to block out time for school, like I said, any appointments, meetings, sleep, etc. So I gave you a little example here. So you have school from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., right? And then say you play soccer from 3:15 to 4:45 p.m. And then you have dinner roughly around 6 o'clock. You want to create a study plan that's going to figure out how much time you have to complete, say, your homework assignments and studying for the day. So a good example of this is your homework for English, let's say from 5 to 6. Say you have to look over notes, you have to read a few chapters, something like that. It roughly takes about an hour. And then say, for example, you need to study for a science test. You can do it from 7 to 7:30. And then after that, you get ready for bed or what have you. So these are just a few time management tips. And that also would include having your planner, or they call them agendas, but just use your time wisely, okay? And let's see, also, in addition to that, you are also going to be in class a lot. You're going to have 6 different teachers, 6 different subjects. So use your class time wisely. And also take advantage of any study halls. I know that here we call them like 0 period or like a study period. Use that time for this, okay? Take advantage of any quiet places to work. For example, if you take the bus to school, or if you're riding in the car with your parents, you have your little flashcards or something, and you could, or look at your notes, okay? Also use your free time to get to, let's see. Use any free time in class, right, to get a head start on any homework assignments, projects, etc. You want to eliminate distractions too. So try to silence your cell phone, or maybe you get like instant messages or phone calls or anything. Silence that phone just to eliminate that distraction. And if you have to, even maybe put your phone or your iPad or anything that has a chat feature, maybe your laptop, your Chromebook, put that in another room, or unless you're using it, that's fine, but just try to minimize all those distractions. Okay. Also, use the library to your advantage if you can. If it's a quiet place, it's free. It should be free of noise and distractions. And they even have rooms that you can check out free. Utilize your library. We have a school library. You can use your public library. Please use all your resources. That is for you to get the ultimate optimal results for school. Okay. Be a super student. And what I mean by this is really basically really easy things. Get to class on time. If you have to walk and talk, do it. Walk and talk. Don't waste time hanging out during the halls or, chit chat standing around. Walk and talk. Get to class on time. Another thing is sit close to the front. And another good tip is try not to sit. If you know you're going to be distracted by a friend in class and you know you're going to talk, avoid sitting near your friends. Okay, be prepared for every class. I know that you have backpacks, some schools have lockers. Just make sure that you have all your school supplies, your pens, any pencils, notebooks, papers, binders, etc. Have it all ready for you so you just are prepared and you are ready to go. Take notes and listen. Be very vigilant about any information that teacher may present to you. Something that usually what teachers will do is they will maybe a day before a test or a day before a quiz, they will kind of go over those notes, or they'll say, okay, I'm talking about this. Just make sure you make careful notes and that you listen very carefully, okay? Another good tip is participate in class discussions. Class discussions encourage engagement. They help you learn and they help you grow in discussing certain terms or things that you need to know for that class. Another great tip, and no question is a dumb question. Asking questions, if you're in doubt, ask the question. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times somebody else wants to ask the same question, but they're too afraid to say, I have a question. So just go get your answers clarified, raise your hand and say, hey, I have a question. I need some clarification. I don't understand what I'm being asked to do. Can you please rephrase the question, or just ask, can you please repeat the question? And the teacher is going to be more than happy to answer that. Also, learn how to adapt to your different teachers. You're going to have 6 different teachers. So each teacher is going to have their own learning style, their own way they teach. They're going to have their different expectations. Just learn how to adapt. And part of that is being prepared and doing all your homework and studying for your tests, and take responsibility for your grades. So really work hard. And what I mean by this is don't cram every night and go, oh no, I have so much homework, and spend hours and hours. No. You really, in this intermediate grade level, your maximum amount of homework should be no more than an hour. So just really pace yourself and just really take responsibility, work hard, but don't, don't work too hard, but work enough so that you are confident enough to get all your work assignments and quizzes and studying done correctly. In addition to that, being an active listener, and that kind of piggybacks to taking notes and listening. Be an active listener. Go ahead and, on your notes also jot down key terms or information that you believe is going to help you. That's so important. Just be an active listener. And last but not least, on being a tip on being a good super student is write down keywords and phrases. Just highlight, use your highlighter, take your notes, make them colorful, have a little system down. And just really that way, when you highlight something or you underline it or however you study, that is what okay, this is what was said. And it's a quick way to study and review your notes. Now, in addition to that, you want to study smart. Find a good place to study. Find somewhere, maybe you may not have your own room. Maybe you don't have a desk to work in. Use your kitchen table. Use your living room, somewhere where your bedroom, Really, your bed, anywhere where you know there's not going to be any distractions. If you have little siblings, you know, tell mom or dad or your parent or guardian, hey, you know what, I have to study, please, you know, and I'm sure your parents will be more than helpful on that. Also, avoid cramming. Do not cram. Do not study for your science test the night before. That is just not conducive. You will not retain much. Research shows, and it's been shown that if you study in small little sessions and small increments of time, you will retain more information. That is just research, but really it's not good to cram. Believe me, you don't want to cram. You don't want to cram everything the night before. That's just, it doesn't work. Also, just like I said before, have all your materials ready to go. So when you're studying, you'll have your study guide, you have your past homework assignments, any quizzes, tests. Make sure that everything's correct before you do that. So you're really looking and glancing at all your questions and responses, and also have your textbook, your notes, you know, any writing, pencils, pens, whatever you need. Okay. And then learn how to study. So in addition to maybe highlighting, you want to reread information, you want to use your study guide and past readings. That's also very helpful. In addition, pay attention in class the day before an exam, because you teachers usually go over the test with last minute information the night before. Some study aids that that have been tried and true for me, using flashcards. Flashcards are just, they're old school. I'm old school. And flashcards, they're the little index cards, and they really help you. You write the answer on one side, and then on the other side, you write your questions, and they're just really handy to have. Also, use any acronyms. So, you know, like for math, they have the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which means you remember your math properties, okay? Another thing you can do is use different modalities. So what I mean by that, I think in your past, you've probably learned about visual learners, auditories, you're listening, kinesthetic is the hands-on. And if you study with a parent, a sibling, or a friend and say the information out loud, it helps retain what you have learned. Also, you can record your notes on your laptop, iPad, or recording device so that you can hear the study topics. That's another way of studying. And then also just relax, take small breaks, and go back and study some more. If you feel like you still need to study a little more, just do it in little breaks. Take a small 15-minute break, 30-minute, maybe come back an hour later, watch your favorite show, come back, and you can study a little more, or even, finish your homework or what have you. Now, we're going to kind of veer off and do the test taking tips. Now, also in preparation the night before is always be prepared, get a good night's sleep, go to bed early, and eat breakfast in the morning. Now, this is for any type of test. So if you have an upcoming, say, a state test like MAP, SBAC, or a big, reading test or writing test or something that your teachers have assigned for you, just get ready the night before. Just be ready, okay? And that would include your backpack and your Chromebook if you have to charge it. Also, if you have multiple choice questions, most tests do, try to eliminate the answers that are incorrect first. This will lead to the right answer. Any true false questions, you're going to read the true false questions very, very carefully. It only takes one word to make a true answer false. Now, essay questions, those are just read the question carefully, and then you're going to brainstorm ideas. So it's also good if you are going to do an essay question type of test. Try to have some paper handy and then just brainstorm those ideas, okay? Write down any points you want to discuss in your answer, even doing a Venn diagram. Just start writing and keep writing to make it all clear. Make sure your paragraphs all start with a topic sentence and have supporting evidence and details with a conclusion, okay? And if you don't know the answer, if in doubt, just write it out. Just keep writing, write about what you do know. This will help you remember supporting information. Okay, and that is a good thing because you don't want to do something that you could have passed it, but you weren't sure about it. Okay, and you actually have a 75% chance of getting it right, or even a 50-50 chance. So just answer everything. Okay, so again, I did the essay question. So just keep writing. Usually a teacher will give you partial credit to questions that have been attempted over those that haven't been attempted at all. So just guess, your best guess, educated guess even, okay? Always do those essay questions first. Those allow you to focus more time on the harder questions. Always check your answers, okay? Always before you turn in the test, and if you have a little bit of time, go over your answers. Make sure that everything looks correct. You may have marked the wrong answer or remembered a correct one somewhere in the test. I know that's happened to me. So just always double check your answers. Use your time wisely. Do not spend a long time on one question. What you could do is a mark, an X or a check mark or some kind of mark on your test. Go back to it when you're done with the rest of the questions, then you can go back and check it out. And answer all the questions, okay? Even if you're not sure of an answer, answer all the questions. And your educated guess. A random guess gives you a 25 chance of getting it right. And an educated guess gives you a chance of answering correctly up to 75%. So those odds are pretty good. And to finish off, we are going to have a great year together. I, as your school counselor here, I am here to support all of you. And I just want you to be very successful. I want you to know that studying, it's an art, and listening and being on time. For some of you that may be difficult, but I know that you guys are going to rock it this school year. And actually, this concludes this guidance lesson for today. And 7th graders, good luck. I will see you on the next guidance lesson. Okay, thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.